Hello everybody, McKinley Customs here. Today, we're going to be doing the long-awaited non-ALS tutorial. A few things I want to say before we kick off this video. It is going to be a rather long video. Another thing, there's going to be a link in the description to my Discord server. Here's where you will receive a lot of help for Zmodeler. Feel free to leave anything in the Zmodeler free support channel. Someone will definitely get back to you. I don't know who it will be. It might be me, it might be Walters, could be anyone. But you'll definitely get back. Another thing I want to say is all the parts I'm going to be using in this episode will be online on either LSPDFR, GTA Mod Center, Modding Forum, GTA 5 mods, any site like that. Maybe Turbo Squid if I was to convert something over. But yeah, so what we're going to get started with, I'm going to be using the 2016 Ford Police Interceptor utility by the Herc. I'm going to be putting a wheel and legacy on it and adding a visor. Also, what I'm going to be doing with them things, I'm going to make it so you can turn them on and off, so you can have them as an extra, as some people would call them. So what we want to do is we want to start with just opening up the file. So I can't find the file there, so I'm just going to, another way you can open it is just drag the Z3D inside of your file here. So once you're in here, your car made it like this. There might be a load of blue squares everywhere, a load of like green and red lines, those are called axes. So what you're going to do, you're going to click show all and then L0. Here you will see that your car appears, and yeah. Another thing, if you have any questions, you can also leave it in the comment section below. I'm not going to cut anything out of this video, so we can get this done quickly and I can get this out quickly, so it's all raw uncut footage. So yeah. So if you use this exact model, you'll have this optional cover here for the fog lights. Personally, I don't want them on, so I'm just going to delete them. And then we have the hubcaps. I'm not going to show you how to install hubcaps. I'm going to save that for a later episode because I don't want hubcaps on this vehicle. Alright, so things you have to note with non-ELS. There's this thing called a carcols.ymt, also known as a carcols.meta. Here's where the lighting pattern is controlled. If you guys want to use the carcols ID that I'm going to be using today, I always use the police slot, always. And if I'm going to use an add-on car and I named the add-on car, I don't know, like uuid or something like that, then I would change the in the car variations, I'd change the uuid ID to whatever ID I have for police, which would be 1. So I'm just going to change this back to police. If that's confusing, don't worry, you don't need to know that much about it. There's a lot of forums online explaining how IDs and stuff like that work for carcols. But what I recommend right now is I recommend using the police slot. Alright, so we're going to have to import our light bar here. So I'm going to import my light bar. I'm using a wheel and legacy. So you would import your light bars by going to File, Merge, finding your file, click All, and then Merge. Now yours might not look as big as this. This is just because it's a GTA 4 converted models. So the LODs, which are these things here, L0, L1, L2, there's going to be old LODs. If that is the case, just delete the L1s, which I'm doing like this. There we go. And now we are left with the police car and the light bar. Now, upon merging things from GTA 4, you will see that it's all grey and just not very nice looking. I'm going to save how to convert light bars and stuff for a later episode, but if that ever happens to you, what you want to do, you want to go to your material browser, which is this little colourful circle here, and then you want to click on your default material and click delete. Once you've clicked delete, you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see these grey spheres, and they won't have an adaptation. The way to show that they don't have an adaptation is you can clearly see that this material here has shaders and adaptations, but this one doesn't. So the way you know what adaptation to set something as is it's in the name. For example, this is going to be a light submissive adaptation for a material. So I'm going to go up to this Pac-Man logo here, GTAV, vehicle generic, vehicle light submissive. And once you've done that, now we have an adaptation and a shader. But you will see that we don't have any textures for the lights. We'll get to that shortly. You want to do the same with all the other ones, but assign the designated names to them. So for example, here we have vehicle generic, so we're going to assign vehicle generic to it. Here we have mesh, so we're going to assign vehicle mesh to it. Where is vehicle mesh? Here it is. And here we have V-glass, so we're going to assign vehicle V-glass. There we go. Now that we've done that, we want to click on the first one that we just done, and we're going to click up here, which is the material properties. Here's where you can add your textures to your light bars and stuff if you haven't already got them added. So where you want to add them, if you've just imported a light bar or if you've got one from GTA 4 like I have, you want to go to your detailed texture map. Then you'll click add, and you want to add your textures from your light bar. My textures are right here for the legacy. And then you just want to double click your texture, and here we are. My texture is now added. And we're going to do it for all of them, including the V-glass. And last one. There we go. Now we are completely done in the material browser. So you'll notice that it is all white and just not looking how it's supposed to look. So what you want to do is you want to go to select, quad R, and you want to select your whole light bar here. And then once you've selected your whole light bar, the way you know it's all selected if all of these blue squares that you just merged or imported, all of these squares here that you just merged and imported, they should be blue squares, except from the ones that you didn't just import, for example, my police vehicle. So once you've selected your whole light bar, you want to go to properties, vertices, formats, and you want to make sure you have normals, tangents, and primary color selected, and then you want to click apply. And once you've done that, you want to go here to surface, and you want to go to this little button here, and you want to click calculate normals. Once you've done that, you can click anywhere in the window, and you will see that this light bar changes to how it should look. Now, you're going to notice that this light bar is backwards. Not every light bar is going to be backwards, it's just you can see that this light bar is backwards. As you can see, the takedowns are facing the other way. So we need to rotate this light bar 180 degrees. So we're going to go to modify, rotate. We're going to go to our top tool here, our top window here. You can change the windows by clicking on the top left of your window and choosing what view you want to see it as. And then you want to click anywhere. Make sure you have selected off. Make sure you have auto off. And then you want to click anywhere. And then you're at 180. And as you will see, it gets equally rotated 180 degrees. Now we need to move our light bar around and scale it to fit the car. So we have these things called XYZ axes. If you know anything about maths, you should know what this stuff is. So if you're looking at a front view and your Y axis, that means you move your light bar up and down with the Y axis. If you're looking at the front and you're using your X axis, you can move it left and right. If you're using both, you can move it left, right, up, down. And if you want to move it backwards and forwards on your front axis, you use the Z tool. The Z axis, sorry. So that's pretty self-explanatory, it's just basic maths right there. So we're going to line up our light bar to the car here. So we're going to go into our front view. We're going to go to modify, move, and make sure we have our Y axis on in the front view. And we're just going to move the light bar down. Now some of you might be wondering, how do I scale it and make it smaller? So what you would do for that is you would go to scale here. Make sure you have X and Y axes selected if you want to make it smaller on all axes. Then you hold shift. Make sure you hold shift, that is very, very important. And then you click and drag down like that. So there we go, now we have a small light bar. So yeah, I'm just going to use this light bar, this size, as an example. No, I'm just joking, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to scale it back up by doing the exact same thing. By using the scale tool, holding shift and scaling, dragging it up this time, instead of down. So now we're going to move our light bar down like that using the move tool. And we're going to make sure it's centered. So you want to go to the center point of your light bar, which is right here. As you can see, you can I don't know if you can see, but you can kind of see how it's centered, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is all personal preference to how you want your light bar set up, you know. So I'm going to move my light bar down a little bit more. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect for me because I'm just rushing this for a tutorial. There we go. I'm going to move it back a bit as well. Perfect. Alright, so now we've done that, we now have our light bar in position. But that does not mean the light bar is ready. By no means the light bar is not ready. So now what you want to do is you want to get your light pattern set up. Now, what I usually do for the light bar, I usually just set them up to 2 siren dummies. Siren dummies are basically the light. Let's just say it's the light. So the way you set these up, I like to set it up like this. I just attach them to whatever I want. You can do the same thing if you'd like. Another thing with Zmodeler, you're going to have a lot of autosaves quite frequently, so that does get annoying. And when they happen, you just have to wait for them, like now. If I'm talking too advanced for you, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this video out there. I know some people do understand. If you don't understand, come to my Discord and we will give you further help on this. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm just going to attach the lights to 2 meshes. I'm going to make them into a dummy. Oh, God, I'm tired. So there we go. So we're going to attach that to that. That to that. That to that. There we go. Now you can see we have 2 meshes here and they flash in this pattern like that. I like this pattern. I mean, again, it's personal preference. So once we've done the lights, we can now untick them. Now we're going to worry about the base and the cells and the mesh and stuff like that. So you're just going to want to attach the base together if it already isn't, and you want to attach a glass to the other glass if it's not already attached, because I know some light bars come differently. But if you only have your base and light bar mesh as separate things, then you're fine. So once you've got all of that, you just want to make sure it's all ticked. Go to select, quad R, select your whole light bar, go to display, go to center, local axes to object, but keep orientations. Basically what this does, it will move my axes to the center of the mesh. I'll show you right now. So see how these axes are all down here. Once I click here, they'll all move to the center of this mesh, as you can see here as well. So now that I've done that, I'm going to make a copy of my light bar and lights so I can make them into a dummy. The way you do that, again, select your whole light bar, go to create, copy, click anywhere once, and you'll see I get a copy of these. You're not done there though. If you want to make it into a dummy, you want to select all the lights, all the meshes, sorry, and then you want to right click and click convert to dummy. Now you'll see these blue squares appear. This is what is called a dummy. So yeah, once you've got your dummies, you want to move the right meshes into the right dummies. For example, extra 1 goes into extra 1, extra 4 goes into extra 4, base goes into base, LB glass goes into LB glass. Now we're going to want to rename some of these things, because you can't put it in the game as extra 1, extra 4 base and LB glass and expect it to work. So what you want to do is you want to rename the base to extra underscore 1. Remember, I'm only naming it extra underscore 1 because I'm assuming that you guys want to do a toggleable light bar, and that's what I'm going to make the video as, a toggleable light bar. Anyway, you're going to make the LB glass to siren underscore glass 1. And then for the lights, this is kind of tricky. You guys are going to have to try and understand this here. So we're going to use a lot of the 3D window here for the lights. There's this thing that I'm going to leave in the description. It will go to a Google Drive, I believe, or anything that I can get it to. It's called the color guide for the sirens. This is what I meant by at the beginning of the video, use the police siren, because this guide here is only for the police slot, or the police siren ID, which I believe is 13 or 16 or 1 of the 3, I can't remember. So once this loads, I'll explain it. I don't know why it's not loaded yet. Alright, so here it is. So basically, whatever color the text is what color the light is, and whatever it says here is whatever direction the dummy faces. So say if I wanted to make this light bar have 2 dummies facing forward, so the left side would be blue, the right side would be red. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to identify which dummy is for the left and which dummy is for the right. So extra 1 is for the left, so we're going to go into our photos, into our siren guide here, and we are going to find siren front. So there's 2 siren fronts here. We got a siren front, we got a front siren red and a front siren blue here. So the red side is the right side, so I'm going to rename this to siren 7, I believe it was. Yeah, it was. And then I'm going to rename this side to siren 8, because siren 8 is the blue one and siren 7 is the red one. So there you go, you've now renamed all the things as to what they need to be. So what we're going to do now is we need to scale the lights. Now I know this is where a lot of people go wrong in on here, so make sure you pay very, very, very close attention here, otherwise you are going to get it wrong. So what you want to do is you're going to go to select quad R and make sure you have everything unselected. If there's anything in a blue square after you unselect everything here, just make sure you click on that blue square and the blue square should disappear. Now once you've done that, what you want to do is you want to untick the dummies, which will be siren 7 and siren 8 in my instance. Then you'll select the lights, go to display and click reset to parent. That is just to be on the safe side. I always do that when I put a dummy inside of a parent. Put a mesh inside of a dummy, sorry. So once you've done that, this is absolutely crucial. You need to go down to this pivot button here and you need to click it off so the red circle is not there. Once you've done that, you want to go to your properties, you want to go to scale, and then on all three of the X, Y, and Z axes, you want to set it to 0.5. Now, once you've done that, you want to click apply, and you'll see your light bar goes into this weird shape here. Don't worry, this is completely normal. So now your lights are completely ready. You don't have to worry about your lights anymore until you LOD them. Now what we're going to do next is we need to make the collisions for the light bars. So we're going to make the collision for the glass first. The way you make a collision is very, very easy and straightforward. You go to these shapes up here. You want to get the box tool, and you want to make a little box around the glass. Now you want to make sure it fits the glass. Make sure you have multiple windows running here so you can see if it fits the box. Okay. As you can see, my box is big enough for the siren glass, so we are fine. So once you've done that, you will realize that there is this thing in your hierarchy called box. You're going to want to rename that to siren underscore glass 1 space square brackets COL square bracket closing. So what that does, it's saying, look, it's a siren glass 1, but it's a collision for that. So what you want to do to make sure that it's recognized as a collision is you want to make sure up here you have nothing selected, click on COL, which stands for collision, and then click convert to compound. If it's all done well, it should say here siren glass 1 COL, and then it should say right here just COL. If it says default COL or L0 or L1 COL, then you've done it wrong. Once you've done that, you just want to drag the COL inside of the siren glass 1. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for extra 1. We're going to get a box here. We're going to put the box around the light bar. Make the box around that size for the light bar. And then we're going to move the box inside of the light bar. Again, it's fit perfectly, so I don't need to do any other further adjustments to it. So for this box, we're going to name it extra underscore 1 open bracket COL closing bracket. And again, convert it to compound as a COL. And then once you've done that, again, throw it inside of the extra 1. Now once you've done that, we're going to do some LODs. You want to untick the COLs and make sure you have no dummies selected. So once it's all done, you should only have LB glass or your glass selected, your base selected, and your 2 lights selected. So once you've done that, you want to go to quad R, select the whole light bar. And depending on how many LODs you want, I want to go up to L3. I always go up to L3, so I need to make 3 copies here. So we've got L0, L1, L2, L3. So the way you convert to compound, it gets very, very easy once you get the hang of it. But make sure you don't mess it up, otherwise it will mess the car up. So what you want to do is you want to click on the one that needs to be converted to compound. So for example, it's siren 8 for me here. And then you want to click convert to compound, lock, and make sure you have nothing selected up here when you click convert to compound. But once you've locked it and converted to compound, click L0. And then underneath siren 8, or your siren here that you've just converted to compound, you want to drag and drop one of these into this little window box thing here. Once you've dragged it in, it should say default L0. You want to click L1 up here, drag another one in, L2, drag another one in, L3, drag another one in. Now once you've got no more left and it's just a bold dummy here and there's nothing in it, you want to click off of the current L0, the L you're on. For me, it's going to be L3, so I'm going to click off of it. I'm going to unlock the dummy by clicking the lock button here. And then as you can see, it automatically moves me onto siren 7. So I'm going to click convert to compound again, lock, L0, drag one in, L1, drag one in, L2, drag one in, L3, drag one in. I'm going to do the same, click off of the L, unlock it, convert to compound, lock it, L0, L1. Make sure you do not put the collisions in there, because if you put the collisions in there, you're going to mess it up. L2, L3, click off the L, unlock it, convert to compound, lock it, L0, L1, L2, L3. Now, once you have done that, you have finished your light bar. You are now ready to put it in game. So what you want to do to make sure that it does actually toggle on and off is you want to put everything inside of here. So you want to put the siren glass inside the extra 1, and I'm going to put siren 7 and 8 inside of extra 1 also. So once you've done that, you can put the extra 1 underneath police. And there you have it. You now have a non-ELS setup light bar. Next episode, I'm going to go over how to put visors in, so how you can add additional lights. And we're also going to throw it in game. So yeah guys, if anyone has any issues with this video, leave it in the comment section below. Join my Discord if you need any further help. And yeah guys, I'm McGinley Customs. I hope this episode has helped. Stay tuned for episode 2. It's going to come out very, very shortly. So yeah, peace out.